Since that night of making peace, Yin and Jungkook's relationship began to shift, slowly, quietly, not through some big announcement, but through small gestures only they would notice. At the agency building, they still looked ordinary. Yin stayed focused in the editing room. Jungkook passed by with earphones in. But whenever they happened to be alone in the long hallway leading to the review room, their tone softened. "The pacing on your cut is good," Jungkook said one afternoon, stopping beside the preview monitor that showed a rough cut of a dance practice. "That transition from the beat into slow-mo at 2:05 feels nice." Yin glanced over, unsure. "Seriously? I was scared it was too long." "No," he answered quietly. "It actually gives it room to breathe. A beat. You're meticulous." Yin dipped her head, hiding a smile. "Thanks, Jungkook." From then on, in quiet moments, by the coffee machine on the third floor, in the dim review room, or on the emergency stairs, they kept their words short but warm. Now and then, Jungkook handed her a paper cup of hot tea during late nights. Yin, who usually held herself back, started to risk being the one to reopen a good relationship with him. A fine rain traced the windows that night. Jungkook pushed up the sleeves of his sweatshirt and watched a big pot roll into a boil. He'd planned on making simple macaroni, just something to hold him over after practice, but fate had other plans. The pasta bag split too wide, and his idea of one handful turned into half the bag. "Oh, come on," he muttered, as macaroni rained into the pot like pebbles in a downpour. Too late to save it. The pasta was submerged and waving in the boiling water. He checked the fridge. Butter, milk, a bit of cheddar, a piece of mozzarella, garlic, a spoonful of gochujang, and some smoked beef. This could be gochujang, mac and cheese. He gave a short laugh, resigned. But enough for two. He paused. Two. His gaze drifted to the wall that bordered the unit next door. 1705. Something in his chest nudged him. They'd made peace. They were neighbors. And he did want to talk more normally. Outside the agency hallway. No cameras, no eyes, just taking care of a good thing. He turned off the stove for a moment, then stepped into the corridor. At the same time, Yin stood in front of her kitchen shelf, staring at a packet of instant noodle seasoning like it was an exam sheet. "Sorry, Mom, Dad, and brother," she muttered with a wince. "I know you'd lecture me if you saw me eating this again." She set a small pot on the stove, poured in water, and checked the clock. Past 9. She was starving. She dozed off after a variety show and woke with pillow lines on her cheek and messy hair. She could have ordered food or gone downstairs to grab something, but she was in a full-on too lazy to wait mode. She was about to turn on the stove when a soft knock came at the door. Yin looked up. "Who's knocking this late?" She straightened her hoodie, walked to the door, and opened it. Jungkook stood there. His eyes looked a little nervous. One hand lifted as if he wasn't sure what to do with it. "Yin," he said, voice low. "I, cooked too much." A little awkward pause. "Macaroni. Like, a lot. Are you hungry?" For a second, Yin just gasped. Her eyes flicked to the small pot she'd just set out, then back to Jungkook. "You're offering me macaroni now?" Jungkook nodded, feeling silly because he sounded so stiff. "Yeah, I promise it's edible." Yin bit back a laugh. Her stomach answered faster than her brain. She nodded quickly. "Finally, a real meal tonight." Unit 1704 felt warm. The pendant light was dimmed, laying a golden wash across the wood floor. In the open kitchen, a light steam curled from the pot. Butter and garlic hung in the air. "Wow," Yin breathed in. "It actually smells legit." "Don't get your hopes too high," Jungkook said with an anxious little smile. He took a gray apron from a hook. "Want one? So your hoodie doesn't get splattered." Yin took it. "I'm not good at cooking," she admitted. "That's fine. Think of this as a survival class," he joked. Lesson 1. Garlic is humanity's best friend. Yin laughed. She stood by the stove, watching Jungkook mince garlic with a steady rhythm. "You look like you do this a lot." "When you're starving, you learn fast," he said. "Hold this." He handed her a spatula. "Stir the butter gently, like a light drizzle." He pinched in a bit of salt to demonstrate. Yin copied him, trying not to panic as the butter melted. "Light drizzle. Got it." Jungkook scooped the half-cooked pasta into a pan with the butter and garlic, added milk, a little grated cheddar, and a small spoon of gochujang. The sauce turned a tempting cream orange. On top, he tore in a few pieces of smoked beef. Now Jungkook took the spatula back and did the cooking while Yin stood beside him, just watching. They were close, closer than either of them planned. "Sorry, I'm just standing here watching you cook." Jungkook smiled and glanced over. "It's okay. I'm the one who invited you to eat here," he said gently. Since learning Yin came from a privileged background, he could understand why she wasn't used to cooking. Growing up with her parents, she'd probably been pampered. That's what he figured. 15 minutes later. The rain still whispered outside. City lights danced as Boke beyond the glass. They sat across from each other, spoons ready. Jungkook gave a small nod. Go ahead. Yin tasted it. Her eyes widened. Oh my god. What? Jungkook stiffened. It's so good, Yin said firmly. Like, creamy. But there's a sweet heat, a little smoky. If you open a restaurant, I'm a regular. Jungkook let out a breath and laughed. Don't be dramatic. I'm not, Yin said, going in for another spoonful, very pleased. They ate slowly. Conversation drifted gently. Little things about themselves, favorite movies, favorite foods, until Yin admitted her weak spot was the kitchen. She really didn't know how to cook. So, Yin said, mock serious, you really are good at this, huh? Not a secret anymore, Jungkook replied. But, if you want to practice, we could do a short class every Sunday night. Lesson 1, an omelet that doesn't burn. I'm so being underestimated, Yin said, acting all fake offended. Nope, he shook his head. That's the important stuff, simple but right, so you don't have to live on instant noodles. Yin pressed her lips together to hide a laugh. When they finished, they stacked the plates by the sink. Yin stood up without thinking. I'll wash them. No, it's fine, Jungkook said. You're the guest. Then treat me like a student, Yin joked. Student task, clean the tools. Jungkook gave in and turned on the tap. They stood shoulder to shoulder, trading off between scrubbing and rinsing. Quietly, Jungkook noticed how Yin's hands moved a bit stiffly, clearly not used to doing dishes. He smiled to himself. If he were washing, he'd be done twice as fast, but with Yin at the sink, everything took longer, and he didn't mind. When the last plate was clean, Yin clapped her hands satisfied. Mission accomplished, like she'd just done something heroic. Jungkook chuckled. Thanks. His eyes dropped briefly to Yin's fingers, trembling just a little. Your hands cold? A bit? On instinct, Jungkook grabbed a small towel and dried them gently. His movements were careful, unhurried, like he didn't want to get it wrong. Yin went quiet, letting the moment pass without comment. There was a calm in the simple act, an unforced kind of care. All set, he said, setting the towel down. He stepped back, giving her space again. Do you want to take the leftovers? There's plenty. Sure, Yin laughed. Breakfast of champions. Next week, Jungkook ventured. Omelet class? Yin paused, pretending to consider. Deal, but don't get mad if I'm a slow learner. I might fail 3 times. 4 or 5 is fine, he said. I'm patient, promise? He packed the extra macaroni into a container for her. Good, Yin said, hugging the lunchbox to her chest. 'Cause I'm stubborn. They walked to the door. Yin stood at the threshold and looked back. Tonight was nice, she said simply. Jungkook nodded, his smile small and warm. Tonight made this place feel more like a home. Yin kept her heartbeat steady. Good night, neighbor. Jungkook chuckled. Good night, Yin. Door 1705 closed softly. Jungkook stared at it for a few seconds, then turned and walked back to the now cleared table. Behind the quiet, he felt something he hadn't in a long time, a kind of calm that didn't feel dangerous. On the other side of the wall, Yin leaned against her door with a smile she couldn't hold back. The macaroni box in her arms was still warm, like their conversation earlier. Warm, honest, simple. There were no grand promises that night, just one quiet agreement. Go slow, look out for each other, trust each other. And between 2 doors only a few steps apart, something began to grow, slowly, quietly. From that night on, survival class officially happened every Sunday evening. Jungkook stuck a sticky note on his fridge that read, Basic syllabus, M1, omelet, M2, fried rice, M3, tofu seaweed soup, M4, kimchi pancake, bonus, honey pear tea for sore throats. Yin showed up in a hoodie with her hair tied any which way, bringing energy and an empty stomach. Jungkook stood by the stove, voice calm and patient. Lesson 1, he said, handing her a bowl. Whisk the eggs, not too aggressive. Think like you're keeping time to a slow song. Yin laughed. What if the song's fast? Then your arm's gonna get tired, Jungkook said, mock serious. And just like that, omelet class began. Passed. Jungkook gave her a thumbs up. Tomorrow we move to simple fried rice. Ingredients, cold rice, butter, garlic, and don't be stingy with salt. Bit by bit, that kitchen became a safe space. They traded silly jokes and light teasing, but tucked between it all was quiet care. Jungkook slid the cutting board closer so Yin didn't have to tiptoe. Yin quietly rearranged the spice rack so the bottle heights lined up and looked neater. Nothing over the top. Because it was simple, it felt familiar. One night, Yin didn't come. Her chat was short. Skipping this week. Got a little headache. Jungkook stared at the screen for a long second. At the agency earlier, Yin had left in a hurry. She looked pale, eyes watery. Worry crept in. He glanced at the wall that faced her unit. Without overthinking it, he stood up. The door opened a crack. Yin appeared in an oversized sweater, hair messy, cheeks flushed with fever. Jungkook, can I come in? His voice was softer than usual. Yin nodded and stepped aside. Jungkook closed the door and went straight to the kitchen like he'd lived there forever. Pot out. Water boiling. The hand that usually held a mic was now slicing scallions thin as thread. The smell of ginger and garlic warmed the room. Yin trailed after him, watching what he was putting together. Jungkook glanced over. Just sit, Yin, he said. No bossy tone, just care. Your head's probably pounding. Yin sat, obedient for once. You don't have to fuss over me. Shh. Jungkook smiled. This time it's the instructor's turn to be busy. He dropped in tofu and dried seaweed. The broth turned a clear green, shimmering with a kiss of sesame oil. On the other burner, he simmered ginger and pear, adding honey at the end. Yin just watched, like every move he made smoothed out her fussy nerves. When the bowl of soup landed in front of her, the steam swept up to her nose. The first spoonful followed, sliding down her throat like a blanket. Good? Jungkook asked. Yin nodded, eyes glassy. So good. After the soup, he offered the honey pear tea. Then he drifted over to the sink. Piles of plates, tea-stained cups, a little pot. He took it all on. Yin reflexively tried to stand. Don't. Jungkook stopped her with a small smile. You fainting at the sink would not be cute. Sorry, Yin rasped. I'm making you do all this. I couldn't handle the dishes, so they piled up. Even if it's a lot, Jungkook said, rinsing a plate. I'm choosing to do it. Yin fell quiet. The silence wasn't awkward. It was heavy with something unspoken. Jungkook finished the dishes, dried his hands, and then sat on the long sofa right beside her, close enough to smell honey and ginger in the air. You're strong, he said softly, but you don't have to do it alone. Yin looked down. Why? Are you willing to care this much about me? Jungkook's eyes moved, searching for the most honest words he could find. No metaphors, no fancy wrapping, just one simple truth. Because I care about you. The words fell almost soundless, but they tapped gently on the wall they'd built for so long. Yin looked up, startled, breath catching. Jungkook didn't look away, didn't dodge, didn't make a joke to escape. I don't want to rush, he went on. And I know my situation, public, work, fans, cameras. But after everything, I don't want to pretend I don't care. I care. I love you, Yin. And if you... I do too. Yin cut in, voice slightly shaking. Honestly, I've been trying to hold back, but you're so kind, too kind. It just got harder to hold it in. A small, warm smile curved on Jungkook's lips. Can we take it slow? Keep it quiet for now, so we can breathe. Yin nodded, eyes wet. Yeah, let's keep it between us. She reached for a tissue, then giggled when it stuck to the tip of her nose. Jungkook chuckled and carefully peeled it away with his fingers. A tiny move, but intimate. Head still hurting? Want me to massage it? He asked gently. Yin nodded. Please, still a little. Jungkook gave a soft smile and patted his thigh, signaling her to lie down. With a big, grateful smile, Yin eased back on the long sofa, settling her head on his lap. His fingers moved slowly, steadily, kneading her scalp with a light touch. Like this? Too hard? Does it hurt? His voice was all care. Yin gave a small shake of her head. Nope, that's perfect. Just like that. Feels really nice. Jungkook smiled, fingers never stopping their gentle rhythm. Yin's fever had eased a few days ago. The night air was clear, and the garden around the apartment was quiet. They decided on an easy jog around the park. Nothing ambitious, just matched steps, synced breathing, and light conversation. Tomorrow we do rolled omelets, Jungkook said. Got it, chef, Yin replied, tugging at her sweatshirt sleeve. Every now and then, their hands brushed. In a darker curve of the path, sheltered by trees, their fingers finally laced, just for a few seconds. Jungkook tucked a stray strand of Yin's bangs back into place, a little habit that showed up on its own. Yin looked up at him and laughed softly. Soon after, They walked into the apartment lobby together. Warm lights, glossy marble, the porter's polite nod. The elevator doors opened. Everything felt safe. They didn't notice that, from far away, a pair of eyes watched from behind a mask and cap, phone raised, camera rolling. Someone who didn't mind waiting in the cold for a clip that could spark a storm. The next morning, their phones wouldn't stop buzzing. Mentions, DMs, unknown numbers. A hashtag started climbing. Gossip portals dropped headlines without question marks. YouTube accounts uploaded proof compilations. The grainy video showed two people jogging, sometimes holding hands, then entering the lobby. Comments split the ocean. Confirmed dating. Who's the girl? New staff? Ew, not a match. Jungkook deserves better. She's totally after his money. Flirty new staff. The agency should fire her. Yin sat frozen on her 1705 sofa, phone cold in her palm. Her breathing was shallow. Stepping outside felt like walking onto a stage without a script. A message came in from Jungkook. I'm going to the agency. You stay home. Don't open the door for anyone you don't know. I'll handle the explanation. Yin typed with shaking hands. Sorry, I'm scared I made trouble. His reply was quick. This is our problem. I'll take responsibility. Trust me. Yin closed her eyes and tried to steady herself. In Daegu, on the top floor of the glass tower of Park Global Textiles Co. Ltd., Minho sat straight behind a wide walnut desk. His jaw was tight, iPad filled with one article after another about the Jungkook and new staff dating rumor. Outside, his secretary watched the clock, too nervous to enter. Minho read the cutting comments, belittling, demeaning, judging Yin as some low-level staff riding on a famous name or chasing Jungkook's money. A vein throbbed at his temple. Come in. His voice was flat but sharp. His secretary entered, head lowered. Yes, Mr. Minho? Keep full media monitoring on. Don't miss anything. Minho pinched the bridge of his nose, took a long breath, then tapped call on the contact labeled Yin. The call connected. Brother. Yin's voice was weak. I'm sorry. Listen, he cut in, gentle but firm. Are you safe? Where are you? I'm at the apartment. Jungkook's gone to the agency. Brother. All this got out because you're a human being with a heart. Minho held his anger back so it wouldn't spill onto his sister. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at a world that's so quick to drag people down. Silence for a few beats. Then Yin whispered, hesitant, Brother, I am dating Jungkook. Minho closed his eyes, not from shock, but from the weight of sudden protectiveness. How long? New, just a week. Yin answered honestly. We agreed to go slow, keep it a secret for now. Then she briefly explained how they'd gotten closer, including the part where they turned out to be next-door neighbors. Minho let out a long breath. Okay, listen to me. Don't go out. I'll handle the outside. Brother, please don't do anything that could ruin Jungkook's name, Yin said, anxious. No. Minho's voice softened. Trust me, I won't damage his name. I'm only going to protect yours. He hung up. His eyes sharpened again. He looked at his secretary. We move. Yes, sir. That night, notifications stacked on Yin's phone like rain. One stuck to the top, from a major business outlet. She stared at it for a few seconds, then tapped. The page loaded slowly, and a bold headline hit her right away. Who is Yin? The girl newly rumored to be Jeon Jungkook's girlfriend. Yin's heart kicked. Below the headline, the first paragraph flowed, firm, concise, no gossip. Park Yin is the youngest daughter of the family behind Park Global Textiles Co. Ltd., a leading Daegu-based textile group with consolidated assets of approximately 1.8 trillion. The company supplies materials to major fashion houses and labels across the United States, Europe, the United Kingdom, and Asia, producing high-performance fabrics, premium fashion lines, and eco-friendly materials certified to ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and Oeko-Tex Standard 100. Yin held her breath. On the right side of the screen, a small infographic lit up. Export routes stretching like threads from Daegu to cities around the world. Icons for factories and R&D labs. A short client highlights list with brand names and flag icons. From Nike, Adidas, Levi's, Stella McCartney, Zara, H&M, Prada, Uniqlo, Anna Sports, and a long line of others who were now regular buyers of their products. The next lines felt like a door deliberately open, letting in air, but not a storm. Raised in an industry that prizes discipline and quality, Park Yin chose to start her creative career from staff level, a personal decision separate from her family's business. Yin paused the article, palm warm against the phone's frame. Outside the window, Seoul blinked night lights. More notifications followed, ripples across still water. A few minutes later, the timeline changed color. The jogging video from this morning now set beside neat graphics. Park Global Textiles Co. Ltd. Assets 18T, export footprint, 45 plus countries, sustainability standards, business commentators pulled key points, lifestyle channels made easy summaries, long forum threads ran with the same title. Who is Park Yin, really? The comments shifted in tone. Thought she was just an intern. Turns out she's from a major textile family. No wonder she keeps a low profile. The family's huge in the industry. Still, don't invade people's privacy. Bottom line, she's not clout chasing. She comes from high standards. There were still a few snide voices, there always are, but the counter wave was faster than before. Clean facts were sanding down rough prejudice. In the top office of Park Global Textiles Co. Ltd., Minho stared at the wall-mounted screen, media dashboards moving like a stock ticker. He didn't need a big smile. A quiet exhale dropped from his shoulders. The tone's shifting, his secretary reported. Business coverage is taking over the narrative. Good, Minho said evenly, eyes still sharp. We didn't drag anyone down. We just put the facts where everyone could see them. He glanced at an old photo on his desk, little Yin, grinning, with a ribbon in her hair, standing between rolls of fabric, taller than she was. Let them know, he murmured, barely audible. My little sister didn't come from nowhere, and she's not as low as they think. What's next, sir? The secretary asked, ready for orders. We'll watch how it goes. I think this is enough for now. You're sure this won't affect our market? Minho gave a faint smile. Of course not. That's the difference between our industry and fashion. We sell raw materials, and our market is other industries. We don't need fame with the public. We don't need influencers or models. We need partners. So no rumor out there is going to affect our business. Honestly, the public doesn't even need to know we exist. I showed our hand only to protect my sister's dignity, he said, eyes lingering on the photo of little Yin. Jungkook sat cross-legged on the sofa, hair still half damp from a quick shower after getting back from the agency. His phone kept lighting up. He scrolled headline after headline. Who is Park Yin, really? The article showed up again and again on business and lifestyle sites, Park Global Textiles assets, infographics, export maps stretching from Daegu to dozens of countries, and lines about the company's quality certifications. No one contacted him, but he knew exactly whose hand was guiding the current. Yin's family, obviously. There was no way they'd stay silent after the uproar around her today. In the comments, the tone was shifting. Haters were still yelling, but they didn't own the stage anymore. Many wrote, respect privacy, don't belittle staff, facts matter. Jungkook's chest unclenched. He leaned his head back, eyes on the wall between 1704 and 1705. A moment later, he stood up. The door eased open after Jungkook knocked. Yin appeared in a loose sweater, eyes a little puffy but clear. You okay? That was the first thing Jungkook asked. Yin gave a small smile and shook her head lightly. Way better than earlier. They sat side by side, close enough to share the same quiet. So, what did the agency say? Yin asked carefully. Jungkook smiled and reached for her hand, lacing their fingers. We're fine. No official statement about personal stuff. But if things get out of hand, they'll step in and take responsibility for us both. And besides, he paused. What your family did is definitely calming things down. You saw the article? Yin turned to him. I did, Jungkook said. Clean, elegant, not a counterattack, just clarity. He looked at her, warm, his fingers holding hers a little tighter. Your family's strong, but honestly, you're stronger. Yin let out a short laugh. I'm literally just sitting here drinking tea. And not panicking. That's already a big job. He exhaled. I'm relieved. People are starting to see you the way you should. I'm relieved they finally know who you really are. Yin glanced at their hands, still linked, still firm, then smiled. Even now, Jungkook didn't want to let go. I'm relieved too, but I'm still scared. It feels like every eye is looking in through the window. In that case, Jungkook leaned in a little, voice low. Let me stand in front of the window. You stand behind me. We'll set the curtains together. Yin turned to him. There was a quiet pause, like a breath before music starts. Aren't you tired of being the shield? As long as you're behind me, he said with a small smile. I won't feel tired. A good silence settled. They could hear the clock on the wall and the soft hum of the air conditioner. Jungkook studied Yin for a long moment, then, like a habit, gently smoothed a stray baby hair behind her ear. His fingers lingered a second, then he pulled back, careful. Yin. His voice was restrained but steady. Are you really okay? Right now, better, she breathed, because you're here. Their eyes met and held, deeper this time. No long speeches, no big promises, just the feeling they'd been building slowly, finally blooming into something solid, love, and the urge to protect and belong. Jungkook leaned a little closer, his gaze dropping to her lips. May I? He asked softly, leaving the sentence unfinished, but Yin understood all of it. She nodded once. He moved in slowly, one hand cupping her cheek, warm and careful, leaving her room to pull away if she changed her mind. Instead, Yin leaned in until there was only a breath between them. Their first kiss finally happened, unhurried. Warm, soft, intimate, long enough to quiet the noisy world, short enough to make them both smile in the middle of it. The chaos outside shrank to a small circle where only the two of them existed. Jungkook held his breath for a beat, then eased back, resting his forehead against hers. Slow and steady. Let's just live what we've got right now, he whispered. Yeah, slow and steady, Yin echoed, still smiling, eyes misty, not from sadness, but from relief. They settled back against the sofa, still close. Jungkook reached for a light throw at the end of the chair and draped it over Yin's legs to keep his girlfriend warm. The quiet returned, not because they were out of words, but because words didn't need to push their way out anymore. Gradually, Yin rested her head on Jungkook's shoulder. He smiled and stroked her hair gently. I love you, baby. I love you too, Jungkook.